Summary: a man committed a sin during Ramadan and was asked to expiate it by freeing a slave, fasting for 2 months or feeding 60 poor people. When he could not do any of these, the Prophet suggested that he give charity with the dates given by an Ansari.
Allah's Messenger showed kindness and mercy to Jabir bin Abdullah by helping him pay off his father's debt. Sahih al-Bukhari 2600. Narrated Abu Huraira, a man came to Allah's Messenger and said, "I am ruined." The Prophet asked, "What do you mean?" He said, "I had a sexual intercourse with my wife during Ramadan, while fasting." The Prophet asked him, "Can you manumit a slave?" He replied in the negative. He then asked him, "Can you fast for 2 successive months continuously?" He replied in the negative. The Prophet then asked him, "Can you feed 60 poor persons?" He replied in the negative. In the meantime, an Ansari came with a basket full of dates. The Prophet said to the man, "Take it and give it in charity, as an expiation of your sin." The man said, Should I give it to some people who are poorer than we, O Allah's Messenger? By him who has sent you with the truth, there is no family between Medina's 2 mountains poorer than we. Allah's Messenger told him to take it and provide his family with it. Sahih al-Bukhari 2601. Narrated Jabir bin Abdullah, "My father was martyred on the day of the battle of Uhud, and his creditors demanded the debt back in a harsh manner. So I went to Allah's Messenger and informed him of that. He asked them to accept the fruits of my garden and excuse my father, but they refused. So Allah's Messenger did not give them the fruits, nor did he cut them and distribute them among them, but said, 'I will come to you tomorrow morning.' So he came to us the next morning and walked about in between the date palms and invoked Allah to bless their fruits. I plucked the fruits and gave back all the rights of the creditors in full, and a lot of fruits were left for us. Then I went to Allah's Messenger, who was sitting, and informed him about what happened. Allah's Messenger told Umar, who was sitting there, to listen to the story. Umar said, "Don't we know that you are Allah's Messenger? By Allah, you are Allah's Messenger." Explanations. This hadith is about how one can expiate their sins through charity. It is narrated by Abu Huraira that a man came to the Prophet Muhammad and said he was ruined because he had sexual intercourse with his wife while fasting in Ramadan. The Prophet asked him if he could free a slave, fast for 2 consecutive months or feed 60 poor people as an expiation for his sin, but the man said no to all 3 options. An Ansari then came with a basket full of dates which the Prophet suggested be given away in charity as an alternative form of atonement for his sin. The man then said there were no families poorer than them between Medina's 2 mountains, so Allah's Messenger told him to provide his family with it instead. This hadith teaches us that even if we cannot fulfill certain obligations due to our financial situation, we can still make up for our wrongdoings through other means, such as giving charity or helping those who are less fortunate than us in whatever way we can. This hadith is about the kindness and mercy of Allah's Messenger towards Jabir bin Abdullah. When Jabir's father was martyred on the day of Uhud, his creditors demanded their debt back in a harsh manner. So he went to Allah's Messenger for help. The Prophet asked them to accept the fruits from Jabir's garden as payment instead, but they refused. The next morning the Prophet came to them and walked between the date palms while invoking blessings upon them. After plucking all the fruits from his garden, Jabir was able to pay off all of his father's debts in full, with plenty left over for himself as well. This hadith teaches us that we should always be kind and merciful towards others, just like how our beloved Prophet Muhammad was towards those who were in need of help or assistance.